G'day good people, Dave here. Thanks for clicking on the video. In this video, I'm just going to have a general chat about retirement, about my retirement in Thailand. And one of the big benefits of retiring in Thailand is obviously you get to travel and get out and explore this beautiful country. It can be as expensive or inexpensive as you like. One time last year on my way down to Koh Chang, I stopped at a place in Bang Saray. It was 216 baht a night. Yeah, that's right, you heard that right. 216 Thai baht a night. That's just over 10 Australian dollars, I think it is. Bargain. It was very basic accommodation and it wasn't near anything of particular interest. It was just off a side street, just off the highway, and it was fine. It was fine. It had like a good air conditioner, a private bathroom, a comfortable bed. What else do you need when you're on the road, like for one night's accommodation when you're on the road? This isn't a travel video or a bike video or anything like that, but I just happened to be traveling to Bang Saray for a few days today, and it just makes sense to talk about travel as I'm traveling. And besides, like traveling and exploring this beautiful country has been a definite highlight of my retirement so far. I've ridden my bike here 30,000 kilometres all over this beautiful country, and I have loved every kilometre of it. So I'm going to add to that 30,000 kilometres by riding off to Bang Saray. I'm going to spend 3 nights in Bang Saray, and I'm aiming to spend around about 1,000 baht a night. That's about $47 Australian a night, I think. Preferably somewhere with a swimming pool would be nice. I mean, I might get something for less than 1,000 baht a night. It's low season, so, you know, you never know. I just want to get away from the hustle and bustle for a few days and just reset at the beach for a few days and just relax and explore around Bang Saray as well. For me, the absolute best way to travel in Thailand and explore Thailand is on a motorcycle. It's a cheap mode of transport and it's a very exciting way to travel in Thailand, and I get a huge sense of freedom when I'm traveling on my bike solo in Thailand. Like I said, I've traveled 30,000 kilometers on this bike all over Thailand, and it's just been awesome. Whatever form of transport you use in Thailand, whether it be a motorcycle, a car, bus, train or a plane, travel in Thailand can be as expensive or as inexpensive as you like. It can get very expensive if you want to stay in 5-star hotels everywhere you go. But even so, 5-star hotels in Thailand are still a lot cheaper than 5-star hotels in Australia. Flying in Thailand is the most expensive option, but even so, flying domestically in Thailand is still very affordable. But for me personally, there's no better way of exploring this beautiful country than on a motorcycle. So I'm gonna get on the road, put some kilometers behind me and head off to Bang Saray. Well, I have arrived in Bang Saray, but unfortunately my GoPro packed up on the way, and what I really wanted to show you was, like, there's a left-hand bend. You're coming up, you're heading towards the ocean, you don't really see it that much, and then you come around a left-hand bend and bang, a beach. But unfortunately, GoPro died. I'm just gonna sit down here and take in the view for a little while and sort out some accommodation options. I've come across a few options for accommodation, and one of them that sticks out to me particularly is called Bang Saray Boutique Residence. What a mouthful. But it looks nice, and it's 939 baht a night. So that's within my budget. So I'm going to go and check that out. Well, I've arrived and I've checked into the Bang Saray residence. It's a mouthful. In fact, it's the next day. Once I checked in yesterday, I had a shower, then I decided to go for a swim, then laid down for about an hour, and after that, I just chilled. All right, so I've trashed the place. I've been here a night, so it's a mess. But it's a nice big queen size bed. The mattress is a little bit on the firm side. It's got a bit of working space there where my laptop is next to the TV there. Yeah, we got water and all the usual stuff. There's a nice little place to sit and chill there. And just a chair there. That's the door to go outside. And that's like to store all luggage, hang clothes and that sort of stuff. There's a little safe there. Bathroom sink, the throne, and the shower. Shower is good. It's a bit dark in here, but yeah, the shower's good. Now, the piece de resistance with this room. Now, normally it was 940. 937 or something baht a night, but I paid 1,100 baht a night for a better room for this reason. Swimming pool right out the front of my door. Check it out. We come to the door here. I walk outside and into the swimming pool. How cool is that? But also, through here, like that's my room there, and through here, I have my own little entrance to the property, straight to the car park, and straight to my bike. The road's over there, it's a little side street off the main road. It's an awesome little place. It's nice and quiet and peaceful. And yeah, I went over budget, but yeah, in my opinion, it was worth it. It's a nice place. 1,100 baht a night. I'm happy. I'm very happy. So that was the hotel. So now I'll talk more about my retirement. I'll waffle on more about my retirement as I walk along the beach. It's been nearly 2 years. In another 2 weeks it'll be 2 years since I moved to Thailand. And it's been the best time of my life so far, without a doubt. When I think back to how rough life was in Australia, for me personally, I had to deal with a lot of stuff my last few years in Australia. And I think back to then and how much I wanted to get out of Australia and be with Noi in Thailand. And I think to now, and I think to where I am now, and I mean where I am now, literally where I am now, right now, walking along a beautiful tropical beach in Thailand. Honestly, life just doesn't get any better. I just feel very fortunate to be able to call this beautiful country home. Even on a tight budget here in Thailand, life is awesome. And in 2 years from now, when I can access my superannuation or retirement savings, whatever you guys call it in your part of the world, but yeah, when I can access my retirement savings, life will be even better. Like Noi and I are going to renovate our dream house, retirement house that we're going to both retire in rural Nakhon. I'm going to get myself a new bike, a new big adventure bike, and I might even get myself a smaller dirt bike just to fang around on. And you know, with an adventure bike, I'll be able to go out and explore and see some more of this beautiful country, and you know, go and see some places that not a lot of people usually would see. Really looking forward to that. And also there'll be a trip back to Australia at some point to go and visit family and friends. And when Noi retires as well, we'll be travelling a lot more together. She won't be retiring for another, I think it's 5 years until she actually retires. So yeah, the future looks very bright. But having said how bright the future looks, I need to address a pretty urgent problem that I've developed. It's a bit of a long story, so I've decided to sit down. So when I moved over to Thailand, I was very, very overweight. But within the first 6 months of being in Thailand, I lost 20 kilograms. And I felt and I looked better than I had done for a very, very long time. But now this is a long story. I want to try and keep it as short as I can. In about October, November, I think it was last year, I went off some antidepressant medication that I've been taking for 20 years. Now I did it properly. Before I left Australia, I saw my doctor about going off the antidepressants. He said to wait till you've settled into Thailand and then slowly reduce the dose over several months, which is what I did. I slowly reduced over about, 5-6 months, maybe more, I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But I reduced it down from one tablet all the way down to an eighth of a tablet. And I was on an eighth of a tablet for a few months, and then I stopped. I was warned that there could be some withdrawal symptoms, but he said you should be okay. He said most people don't get any withdrawal symptoms, maybe mild ones. Well, I'm not most people, as it turns out. I wasn't sleeping, I was getting massive migraines, massive mood swings, and poor Noi copped the full brunt of all that. Anyway, trying to keep it short, apparently the withdrawal symptoms were only supposed to last about 5 or 6 weeks. Well, it was 8 weeks, and the withdrawal symptoms I was having were showing absolutely no signs of fading away. So I buckled, I folded. I went to a doctor and he put me on the same antidepressant medication, and things were okay for, a week, a few days to a week or something, but it was too late by then. It was too late. After about maybe a week and a half, say 2 weeks or something, approximately, depression started to set in. And I tried to fight it, but there was no holding it back, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it was a really, really bad episode of depression. Anyway, keeping the story short, I went to see a psychologist, and he put me on even more medication. So I'm currently on more medication than I started out with. Go figure. But the one thing that helped, that really helped, wasn't drugs. It was something called DTMS therapy, deep magnetic transcranial therapy. And that helped. After about, I think, 3-4 sessions of DTMS therapy, things started to improve quickly. Now, I won't go into detail about the DTMS therapy. There is another video. If you go back and have a look at my older videos, you'll see it there. But yeah, that helped no end. But once the depression had faded away and I started getting my appetite back, boy did I get my appetite back. And like, I've had depression on and off all of my life. And every time I come out the other side of the depression and I start getting my appetite back, every time after recovery from depression, I eat a lot and eat and eat and eat. I don't know if it might be some sort of eating disorder caused by depression. I really don't know. But yeah, I just eat and eat and eat. And that's what's happened this last time as well. And I've put on 10 kilograms because of that. Well, I want to enjoy my retirement. And if I don't start looking after myself and start losing weight now, my future's going to be pretty grim. I could end up with some very serious problems if I don't address that problem now. So I am actually starting to do that now. I'm exercising more, I'm eating less, and I'm eating better food. So yeah, I'll give you progress reports on that as time goes on. Just check this view out. This is the view that I had while I was telling that grim, depressive story. So, what are some of the highlights of retirement in Thailand been so far? Well, the first one goes without saying, it's blatantly obvious, and that's being with Noi. Being with Noi full time after years and years of travelling to Thailand to see her, but to be with her permanently, absolutely fantastic. Now, I don't have Noi in many of my videos. She was in some of my earlier videos, but I got some really just dickhead comments from absolute wankers, and I mean, no one gets to see them. I delete them straight away, and Noi isn't really keen on being in the videos anyway, to be honest. And during the week, she works long hours. She works long hours, and we don't really see much of each other during the week. And on the weekends, we just want to spend time together without shoving a camera in front of our faces. So, yeah, and this is my little hobby. YouTube's my little hobby as well. That's why you don't see much of Noi in these videos. So, other highlights. Well, I've already mentioned the huge highlight of travelling and exploring this beautiful country. But one of those travels in particular is a massive highlight. Me and my mate Tom, we went on an epic 6,500 kilometre ride all over Thailand. Yeah, it was an absolute corker of a ride, it really was. Now, we both made videos about that ride. Tom's got a YouTube channel as well, it's called All Tied Up. I'll leave the link in the description down below. So yeah, go check out Tom's channel. But yeah, we documented all of our travels on video. And that's another highlight as well of retirement so far, making these videos. And I get to look back on all the adventures and all the awesome times that I've had. That is a huge advantage of having a YouTube channel. And another blatantly obvious highlight of retiring here is the fact that I am retired. The fact that, realising that I'll never ever have to work again, sometimes it still does feel weird, a bit weird, but weird in a good way. Worked my ass off all my life, and I was lucky enough to be able to retire early. in this beautiful country. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video here, but I'm going to end it with some B-roll of this beautiful place, Bang Saray. All right, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, and enjoy the end of the video with just some B-roll around Bang Saray that I've taken. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.